Hey, what's going on, guys? This is LPN here with Games Radar, and today I'm going to be showing you a character walkthrough starting with Cammy. So we're going to begin by showing off some of her normals. Start with her punches and her kicks. They're all very similar to her Street Fighter X counterpart. Nothing very new at all. All of her stuff are pretty much intact. She can still do frame traps from crouching light punch, standing medium punch, crouching medium kick from the crouching fierce punch still works. A little bit of her changes are on her anti-airs with her close standing medium punch and close fierce punch. If your opponent actually neutral jumps, it's going to be a lot more difficult to hit him with it. The active frames on it seems like it got reduced, and the hitbox on it is a lot smaller as well. So normally you could just go right underneath and hit him, but now it's going to be a lot more difficult to do so. So that's going to take away some of your viable anti-airs. And of course now we're going to move on to her crossovers. She still retains the crossover light kick. Still a great tool. A newest addition to her crossover game is going to be with her jumping roundhouse. So now it's a lot easier to land on it. You don't have to do a lot of setups at all. From here, just jump in, and it's really ambiguous, and if you do land it, it leads to a huge chunk of damage as well. So on to her special moves. She also has her instant dive kicks back again. The same execution, height execution is still the same, but the only difference is that it's extremely slow now. And it's very telegraphed. As you can see, there's a green marker on her, and she calls out cannon spike when it activates. But the good thing about it is actually it still creates the same hit stun as it did back in Super, even with the EX version. Even on hit, even as high as it looks, you could go right into a combo, and it will all still connect. Of course, you can still cross over with her EX version and her normal version as well. So the bad thing about this is actually even on block, she could get punished for it. So if you're going to be using a air cannon spike, it's probably best to use the EX version because it's going to be the safest one because it creates the most hit stun. So unless you have a 3-frame reversal or a 3-frame super kind of like Zangief, you can't punish it at all. Now we're going to move on to her cannon drill. It pertains to the same property. It still hits twice in the middle of any combo. Good thing about this now is that her EX version actually keeps her in the air even longer. So now she can actually juggle from there. So as you see there, I did an EX cannon drill right into a standing fierce punch. And the good thing about this is that you actually perform it anywhere on the screen. So that's going to allow her to create bigger damage potential and opportunity off of just one EX move. Now we're going to move on to her SRK, her cannon spike. It's actually the same thing as it was before. It's active all the way to the very top. The only thing bad about it now is its invincibility frames. It's actually lost quite a lot, so it could get stuffed out by a lot of jump-ins. So as you see there, even though I hit him, I still had to trade. It wasn't a clean win. So try one more time. So sometimes even you want to do it as late as possible, you'll get stuffed out. But the only way to actually use this viably is that you want to use it early head on. Now we're going to move on to her super art. The super art is actually going to be her combination of her super animation and her ultra from Street Fighter 4. Good thing about this is that you can actually combo it from anywhere now. So just like before how I did the EX move, you can actually do it right into super. And depending on the character and how far you are from the corner, you'll get the full animation. Sometimes you won't, sometimes you will. But you guys understand the gist of it. And now onto her cross art. Cross art is actually a 2-hit animation. You use it as an anti-air. You actually combo in the middle, especially in the corner. It's gonna work very viable as an anti-air or actually a counter poke too, because it goes over lows as well. But the only thing bad about it is that its range isn't as great as most characters' cross arts. So if you use it low, It'll go right over and it'll be the clean because it hits mid. Now on to some of her combos. She still has the same bread and butters as she did before, like crouching light kick, crouching light punch, right into crouching light kick into the drill. So it still connects. It's actually a lot easier to land this one than it did before. Another combo she has, she actually used the instant cannon spike right into crouching fears. And one of the more advanced combos she can do is, it's going to be from the corner, so you get to jump in. And you're going to be using the EX version. And from there you can actually link into the staying fierce punch into a roundhouse cannon spike, and you're going to deal a good amount of damage. Another one you can do is actually just hit confirming from any EX cannon spike, especially in the corner. From here, you either hit confirm to a standing fierce, or actually you could do that. You're tagging your partner, and there you create some damage opportunities there. Besides that, Cammy's overall game plan is pretty similar as it was before, even with the new addition of her juggle properties off her EX move. Her moves are very similar, just like her hooligan before. They all pertain to the same properties. So I would say she's still a rushdown character. With the new addition of her crossover roundhouse, it's going to make her a lot better. So this is LPN, and that wraps up for the Cammy character walkthrough. Be sure to check back at Games Radar for more character walkthroughs.